Amazing! Miltank, get it together.
Hello?
Hello.
Who is this?
Your worst nightmare.
A Bible telemarketer?
No. I can see you. I'm watching you.
I'm sorry?
Sitting on your bed. All alone.
What? Oh, okay, seriously, who is this?
Wouldn't you like to know? I'm gonna come in there and gut you and watch you suffer. Michelle.
Michelle?
Yeah. That's your name, right?
No. This is Michael.
What the? Wrong number again. Who spells her name like that? Seriously, loser.
Just my uncle. Hi guys, and welcome to the much anticipated Pokemon special, 4th episode of Mychal Television. I'm very, very excited to be doing this episode since it pays homage to the biggest, most crucial part of my childhood, and I know that's also the case with a whole bunch of you guys. First off, I want to give a big thank you to Travis Steele for creating my very, very exciting title frame for my television show, so thank you very much. Be sure to follow him on Twitter and Tumblr to check out all of his cool postings. And yeah, let's get right to it. So with the impending eventual release of Pokemon X and Y, which I'm super excited for, I figured it'd be very fun to revisit some of my old Pokemon things and show them with you guys. I know this is super dorky, but I feel like we're all old enough to not really genuinely care about that anymore. So here we go. First off, we're gonna, of course, start off with the Pokemon cards. I know everyone and their mother who loves Pokemon has at least some Pokemon cards. Just the other day, I went through all of them and clumped them together to keep them organized. So here we go. First off, in this giant pack, we have all of the items, random stuff, people, Bill, Professor Oak. We got some starter rule books version 1, 2, and 3, random Pokemon giblets. I have Pokemon like Pogs. Do you guys remember those Pogs? I don't even know what they were for. I just know that like people collected them. Little Pokemon frames from the movie. Oh my gosh. The first one was the best. First Pokemon movie, the best. Even though I like the second one too. Oh my god. I tried to make my own something, my own holographic cards. Look at how tacky this is. Pokemon stickers on tinfoil. Even then I was very resourceful. Such a big budget on this show. Here's Togepi. I also had Jigglypuff, and I think there was a Snorlax one too. Here are all of the kick butt Pokemon with stars in the bottom. We all had Pokemon with stars, and we're like, oh my god, what? And we'd collect them. Oh my god. Okay, remember this? When you saw the Pokemon movie, the second one, you got this. And everybody thought it was so sick. And it's like written in ancient Egyptian. Everyone's like, heck yeah. But you couldn't know, nobody knew what it did. It's just really cool. Also, I made my own Pokemon cards. Check this out. Rare Pokemon. His name is Unar. He has 150 HP. He looks like No Face from Spirited Away. He knows Wind Slash, that does 80 damage, and Thunder Boom, which has a 50% chance of paralysis. Mr. Colro, who looks like a janky Solrock, knows Copycat and Thunder. Hypnota. I wonder what this Pokemon's based off of. He looks like an even creepier, more pedophilic Hypno, with like a gangster thing on his mouth. Flounder. I can't believe these. Lefla. And then I have all of my Pokemon actual trainer cards separated. So we have like Brock's, Sandshrew, Misty's, Goldeen, all those Pokemon in here. Then I have this list, oopsie, of like all the cards that were in the deck, and I crossed them out and I drew a sad Pikachu. And then here's like the regular hundreds and fifties of thousands of repeats. Zubats, Oddishes, Goldeens. Moving right along, we get to the coup de grace of the Pokemon cards. The Holy Grail. I went through this and I sorted them out, so I was hoping I would be able to have all 150 of the original Pokemon. Surprisingly, I actually don't. Check it out. I know you guys probably can't see very well, but I'm missing a Blastoise, a Beedrill, Nido King, Clefairy, which is weird. Poliwrath, Muck. Actually, no, that's not true. Some of these Pokemon I do have, but they're the dark version, which I sorted into Team Rocket, so that's also in this binder. You'll see that. Scyther. Don't have a Scyther. I don't remember what goes right here. Aerodactyl. Something goes right here. Something between Aerodactyl and Articuno. Then we move along. Here comes Team Rocket. And then they have all the dark Pokemon that I have. Dark Arbok, Raichu, Gloom, Golduck, Primeape, Kadabra, Machoke, Machamp, etc. Yay! See, so like here's my Dark Muck, but I didn't put him there because he was obviously dark. And then in the very back, I sorted them by Pokemon trainers, and they are in the order that you are supposed to fight them from red and blue, and then yellow, and then obviously heart gold, and soul silver. So we have Brock with his Pokemon, and then super dorky me. Brock has like these type of Pokemon, even though I don't think that's right. I think that's fighting. Misty, my favorite. Do you guys remember? Okay, she also had that Pokemon card that was called Misty's Tears? Misty something. And she's naked and she's like holding a Starmie. Yeah, that's right. A profile. I love that card. I had only seen it one time. My friend had it before we got on the bus when I still lived in Oregon. And I was like, what? Because that, I like had a thing for like, not naked girls, but like, I don't know, like Sailor Moon and Misty and like, I don't know, all that stuff. It was really cool. And we have Lieutenant Surge and Erica and blah, blah, blah. And Koga, Sabrina, and then I only have, okay, then I have Blaine. See, here's my Beedrill too, but again, it's a trainer's card. And then I have only one Pokemon from Giovanni, and I don't even have his trainer card, so whatever. Then I also have my tattoos, which I never have used, except like a couple times. This binder that's actually supposed to hold pictures. Oh my god, there's pictures in it. Oh my god, this is from Sonora from 4th grade. Some of the people I dedicated this video to know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's supposed to hold pictures in it, but I drew Pokemon here. And it was full of Pokemon cards before I actually had like the binder. And then there's pictures of like my friends and I at Sonora. And then I got all my Pokemon action figures. I have so many of these, which you guys saw earlier. Okay, now we're gonna do some slight, we're gonna talk about some slight Pokemon things from the past. Do you guys remember when at Blockbuster they used to carry the Pokemon Snap actual like consoles, and you would go there and like you would just like play Pokemon Snap for hours while your Pokemon or while your parents are looking for a movie, and you just be like, oh, I took a picture of a Pikachu, oh my god, and your mom's like, wow, you are a freak. Or, well, maybe that was just mine. I mean, my mom still calls me that, but just kidding. I love you, mama. And, okay, yeah, and then there was just like, I don't know, just like Pokemon was like everywhere, and it was so cool. So they had Pokemon at the Blockbuster thing, and then, oh my gosh, okay, so then when I still lived in Oregon, I, after school, because my mom and dad both worked, I used to go to my grandma's house after school, but then sometimes I'd go to like this like daycare thing, and there was this kid there, his name was Joe, and he collected Pokemon too, and then I collected Pokemon as well, and I think I had the beginning of like the binder thing, so I had them all like in numerical order, but I didn't have, there was like a Pokemon that I was missing, and he told me that he would trade me my holographic Vaporeon and Kangaskhan, if I gave him those, he would give me the Pokemon I didn't have. I totally can't remember what Pokemon it was that I was missing, but I was like, okay, stupid me. So I gave it to him, and he didn't even give me Pokemon cards. He gave me like this big of little tiny Pokemon stickers, and I was distraught with like horror and more so sadness. And I remember I like told the daycare lady, and she was like, your Pokemon seem to be getting along fine. No, just kidding, she didn't say that. I told the daycare lady, and she was like, well, I'm sorry, you traded, like, you made an agreement, and I was like, this is not fair! But I eventually ended up getting my holographic Vaporeon and Kangaskhan back, so Joe, if you ever see this video, just know that I never let it go, and that the time I ever see you again, I will be really upset still. Okay, I guess that's the only like, real Pokemon things I can think of. I just remember trading all the time with like kids at school. That was so fun. And I used to take the bus when I lived in Oregon. I used to take the bus to the school sometimes. Sometimes I'd ride my bike, and people were always just trading Pokemon. I drew Pokemon at lunch on the cafeteria. I played Pokemon. I remember like getting like little clusters of kids and being like, "You're Chansey, you're Tangela, I'm whatever. We're gonna fight." Stupid stuff like that. Even in kindergarten, I remember this so vividly because it was like so traumatic for me. In kindergarten, that's when I still loved Pokemon. I loved Pokemon forever. There was this kid who had a Pikachu lunchbox, and right before school got out, I stole it. I went to his cubby and took his Pikachu lunchbox and put it in my backpack and left. But I didn't get far. I remember not even getting off of school campus, and I started crying, and I ran back to my teacher. Her name was Mrs. Capsey. And I was like, I stole Benjamin's Pokemon lunchbox. She was like, Michael. And then she was like, oh, well, good for you for telling the truth and getting it back to me. Alright, well, that's almost the end of the episode. But before we go, I wanted to read some fun facts from Pokedexes from different Pokemon games. They vary. Some of these entries are from, like, Sapphire. Some are from the original Blue. Anyway, they're just so obscure, and some are ridiculous. They're not in any order of ridiculousness. I just wanted to read them to you because I thought they were funny. So here we go. Dodrio. Apparently, the heads aren't the only parts of the body that Dodrio has 3 of. It has 3 sets of hearts and lungs as well, so it is capable of running long distances without rest. Okay, that's relatively normal. However, I've always wondered this, what happens if one of the heads dies? Or like, even with like, in real life, like conjoined twins or like conjoined anything, if half of it dies, like, does the rest of it just die? Because in that case, these Dodrio would be like toting around a dead body. A dead, like, dangling Dodrio head. Haunter. This is so ridiculous. If a Haunter beckons you while it is floating in darkness, don't approach it. This Pokemon will try to lick you with its tongue and steal your soul. If a Haunter beckons me in daylight while it's sitting down, I'm not gonna go near it. And if it tries to lick me nonetheless, I would scream. Well, actually, no. I would scream for 2 reasons. I'd scream that I saw Pokemon in real life. Then I'd scream that of all the Pokemon in the world, it was a Haunter. Can you even imagine that? Like, floating creepy hands coming at you and like, ooh. I don't like that. Pincer. Its 2 long pincer horns are powerful. Once they grip an enemy, they won't release it until the foe is torn. So whether that foe is a Cleffa or a tween leaving Hot Topic, they're not going to be released until they're torn. That's horrible. Victory Bell. Said to live in huge colonies in the jungle, although no one has ever returned from there. You think it's going to be like, huge colonies in the jungle, they often thrive, whatever. But no, nobody returns. Lapras. This is horribly sad. People have driven Lapras almost to the point of extinction. In the evenings, it is said to sing plaintively as it seeks what others of its kind still remain. That's horrible. But wait, there's 2 more entries. Its high intelligence enables it to understand human speech. Okay. It likes to ferry people on its back. Yeah, it likes to ferry people on its back before they cut its head off and sell it at the black market. High intelligence, don't you think it would have the sense to know that if like all the other Lapras are getting killed, that it wouldn't be like, okay, get on my back and I'll take you places before you kill me. Then it also says, a Pokemon that has been overhunted almost to extinction. It can ferry people on its back. That's a recurring theme. They say that like Pokemon are extinct and are about to die. This poor Lapras who sings plaintively seeking others. But you know what? For the kick of it, I'm sure all people are good. Get on my back. I'll take you to Seafoam Islands. This is super just like, when you think about this, this is scary. Executor. Executor originally came from the tropics. Its heads steadily grow larger from exposure to strong sunlight. It is said that when the heads fall off, they group together to form Execute. Alright, so when the Executor is walking around and all the heads fall off, then people are left to see a giant creepy walking palm tree filled with hearts and organs. Huh. Kabutops. Its sleek shape is perfect for swimming. It slashes prey with its claws and then drinks their fluids. Porygon Z. Its programming was modified to enable work in alien dimensions. It did not work as planned. You think? Maybe, I don't know, you should try going to alien planets or something first before you try to go to dimensions. Just saying. Cofagrigus. It has been said that they swallow those who get too close and turn them into mummies. They like to eat gold nuggets. Try to lighten the mood there with that one. Here's another entry. They pretended to be elaborate coffins to teach lesson to grave robbers. Their bodies are covered in pure gold. Okay, and then at the very, very end, I have just a few quick little questions. The last 3 questions of this episode. Why is it that at the beginning of every Pokemon game where you have the option to be a boy or a girl, the professor of that generation seems to not be able to identify which one you are? Oh, the land of Pokemon is great. There's many to catch. Are you a boy or a girl? Also, that same principle applies to Professor Oak, who can't seem to remember Gary's name in any of the reiterations of the first generation games. Oh, he's such a good boy. What was his name again? And then lastly, does anybody know what the currency is in the Pokemon games? I literally always read it in my head as, Michael won the battle. You got 350 smash. Yeah. Well, that concludes this episode of the Pokemon Special Mychal Television. Thank you guys again very much for checking out my channel, and thanks again for all your continued support. Be sure to tune in soon for my next episode, which probably won't be as exciting as this one. Talk to you later. Bye.